Okay, in this video, let's take a look at JJ Spaun, who's at the top of the leaderboard this week. FedEx Cup, and let's just take a look here. So a lot of times for his shots, he's getting a little fade out there, and let's see how he does it. Statistically not amazing, middle of the road, but this week his stats do look good. Thus the position on the leaderboard, kind of a journeyman, so clearly struggles from time to time, but let's see what he's got going here. As he winds it up, a lot of good angles. So I love the left wrist position, love the club face. Lots of good angles here. And as he does start it down, he does shallow it quite well. And he's an interesting player because he seems to be a player who's using a little more upper body than he is lower body to get this thing shallowing. He is rotating his body, letting the arms sit there. So the club is indeed dropping and moving to the plane. But you don't see a lot of leg action. You're not really seeing that drive down into the ground like a lot of players get. As he starts down into the hitting area, you can see him push hard at this point, very late in the downswing. A very interesting sequence. And then rotates it through. But like a little unusual, and I'm sure with some of those things probably cost himself some power, but also some consistency just based on the timing of all the positions. From this view, we'll see he doesn't create a little leverage with his wrists. Interesting sort of sequence. I'd love to know the background for his sports. Because as he goes up there, there's not a lot of hinge happening. Finally loads it at the top. They're pretty good, but there's a little breakdown, certainly. Left arm sort of bending as he takes it up there. And the right arm getting behind him. Stays on his angle, though, which is huge. And as he starts it down, like I said, he's got not a lot of leg drive downward. In fact, that left knee doesn't hardly move at all. You can see for other players that left knee is moving around and both legs are pushing downward into the ground, getting some force from the ground. But from him, the left knee sits there and then rotates it hard with the upper half, creates the lag, and then starts to lose it. You can see he's lost a lot of that angle already coming down. And then up on the toes super late as he puts that late push right through the hitting zone at the bottom and then rotates it through. Checking the lines on an iron shot. Beautiful backswing right up the swing plane. Drops slightly like a lot of players do. Just gets a little bit lower as he goes up there. And that allows that left arm to just be delayed a little bit coming down because his chest is dropped a little. Club on a nice plane with the head of the club chasing its way down the plane. And this one here, definitely exiting pretty nicely to the left. Sometimes we can see his shot, his hands rather, riding off that plane. We'll show you in one other video. But this one down and through, really rotating nicely. Of course, this shot in there on a good line. With the driver, same day, obviously, in the tournament. You can see this beautiful backswing up that plane. Then as he drops it down, this one here, kind of like I said, hands right off the plane a little more with the driver, but really keeping the hands in front enough to keep the face from closing, pushing hard through impact. If it keeps rotating well with that upper body and keeps really twisting through, he's going to create that fade shot all day long. And I'm just sure there's some weeks where when your legs aren't driving the ship there, the sequence gets out of placement in terms of just the timing is off, rather. And it's very hard to keep that face from closing too early on the downswing. That upper body just happens to slow down a little too early. That face can close and that ball's going to go to the left. Last one we'll look at here, hybrid off the tee. He definitely gets it outside on some swings, but definitely the preference, I think, keeping that club outside versus inside. That's a big deal for shallowing the club properly. Like you said, that doesn't hinge it as early, and that sort of gets the arms collapsing a little. Right arm getting deep sometimes. And at this point here, you can get narrow with that move. If the arms are collapsing and the right arm's deep, you can lose some width in this area. If you lose a lot of width, the club's going to get steeper and steeper on the downswing. And the steeper it gets, then you have to recover it. This one here, clearly parallel to the plane, halfway down, face square. Off the plane a little at impact, but like I said, he plays most of his shots there and driving those hands to the target, creating that fade shot. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. JJ Spaun. If it's your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, please hit the like button as well. Thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you in the next video.